rested today.
That's good.
Well, we're making it work today.
Yes.
We have a movie review.
We have a movie review.
A Strive Nation Movie Club review.
It's been a while.
Hello, and welcome to the Strive Nation podcast, the podcast where we talk about the monotony of daily life, but that's okay, because sometimes that's exactly what you need in this crazy world. My name is Cory Estreen, and as always, I'm joined with Taylor Huff. How are we doing today, Taylor Huff?
I am stressed.
You're stressed? What, because
Yes.
we're doing this podcast in the middle of the day?
Yeah, on my lunch break, and I'm praying to God no one calls me right now. So,
All right.
yeah, how are you?
I'm decent.
That's
decent.
good.
We're talking about Karen today.
We are about not the Karens you see out in the world.
Well, kind of. That is
Well,
what they are.
okay.
This movie is about those women.
This is one specific Karen.
The stigma, the stereotype of Karens, the one who complain about everything and get called racist and white supremacist, walk into places of business and demand that they don't have to wear a mask inside. Throw a big fit. You probably seen them on YouTube and and the TikToks and the Instagrams.
Yes, there's a lot of them out there.
So we're talking about that, but of course,
yes,
we have the beverage of choice.
we do.
What do you got? What do you got?
Well, I am currently working, so I cannot be fun like Cory.
Oh,
So I'm drinking a key lime LaCroix,
yep, her favorite,
my absolute
her
favorite.
fave flavor, and she already popped it, but I got you.
I did, sorry.
I got you back. I have a Beta Brewing's Amber Lager. I still have one
Yum.
left. Here we go, baby. This was a good one if I remember correctly too.
It was.
That was nice.
You
That
ruined the popping
no,
sound.
you can totally hear the popping. You gotta have a weird sound effect for that one. How does it taste? That was good. Yes.
Refreshing.
Amber lagers. I love amber lagers.
Next pod, we're definitely going to need some Oktoberfest.
Oh yeah, get all that Oktoberfest brews up in this joint.
I know. I haven't had any.
Your pumpkin spice latte tasting
yeah.
stuff and pumpkin everything.
Give it all. Pumping pumpkins into our bloodstream.
Oh, we should have done some vocal work before.
Yeah.
This is no good. All right.
While you're grabbing your beverage of choice, make sure you are subscribed to us on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, all the wonderful places where you want to see our faces, including our Facebook group at Strive Nation Pod.
Yeah, and Facebook has now podcasts. Did you know that? We can upload them right to Facebook.
Guys, we make it even easier for you to listen to our beautiful voices.
Granted, I think it's only for mobile right now, so if you're on your way to work, you can load up Facebook. I don't know if that's good for driving, but we'll try it. We'll try it.
Don't blame
Okay.
us.
Before we get into the movie review.
Yes.
But first!
Upvotes and downvotes.
Upvotes and downvotes. As always, ladies first.
My upvote is my magical hair dreams have come true. I have green hair.
Yeah, so over the course of 12 months, you'll have the rainbow.
Yes.
I was going to say she's thinking about it. She's like, yep, that is true.
I already have my next 3 colors planned for my hair.
Okay.
But I've always wanted green hair. It's been my lifelong goal. And I now have green hair. And I have it in October to perfectly match all my Halloween costumes.
It looks like a, I don't know, it reminds me of gummy bears for some reason.
Gummy bears?
Yeah, like, you know how you have those colored gummy bears and things?
Oh.
Yeah.
When my hair's wet and slicked back, I look like Joker. So that's cool.
Oh, well, there's that.
Yeah.
I cannot speak today. Are you noticing this?
I
This is
know.
bad. This is horrible.
Cory's turned into me.
Yeah, it's like, what? She's like, what is that word? And I'll just say it. And she'll go, thank you.
Nope. It's because I've been talking for the last 4 hours for work.
Right.
So I'm energized and warmed up.
Okay.
What's your upvote, sir?
My upvote is the haunted house that we went to.
Ooh.
It was good.
Yes.
It was good. I mean, at first I was a little down because you know how I am. I like new experiences. I don't like paying for old experiences that I already know what's going to happen. But I was refreshingly surprised at this haunted house.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't super scary. I did get scared twice. They got me, you know.
Oh, the one dude got you so good.
Yeah, with the shovel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy got me real good. See, because the whole thing about haunted house is like the misdirection and surprising you when you least expect it. Because if you walk into a room, humans naturally like survey threats. So you're trying to see where the possible jump out could happen. Because that's how they get you, is like jump scares.
The unexpected.
Right. So what happened is walking into this room, I'm a kind of tall dude. I'm like 6 foot. So a shoe tapped me on the head, not tapped me, but I hit it. And I was like, what was that? I turned around to look at what it was, and it was a shoe. And this freaking guy jumps out in front of me and slams his shovel into the ground while I was turned back.
Yeah.
And when my face was turning forward, I shit my pants. And everyone thought it was hilarious because I thought I was going to get through without being scared. It did not happen, but...
I saw it coming, and it was wonderful.
Well, you were behind me, so you kind of were already seeing it forward. But yeah, it was great. I loved it. I like being scared. If I can get genuinely scared, like me, that's... You did good, kid. You did good. But what was cool about the haunted houses was the animatronics.
Oh my gosh, they had epic animatronics. This huge dinosaur head that came really far into the room, like a lot farther than you would expect. Oh, and I loved the alligator.
The alligator? Did I miss that?
You completely missed it.
I don't know. There were so many.
It was a giant freaking alligator.
Yeah, they spent a lot of money on these. These are full, like, huge animatronics that move around and things in all of featurettes or whatever.
Different rooms.
In the different rooms. And there was 4 haunted houses that we went through, right?
So there's 2 smaller ones, and then the last one we went into had 3 different themes. We went from theme to theme to theme.
Yeah, so it was really fun. There's a pirate one that was probably my favorite because the floors moved a lot on a lot of them. Mm-hmm. The one really got me. I couldn't stand straight on that floor. Like I was getting pushed forward and falling.
Oh,
yeah, it was really cool.
That's when you got scared because your face fell right into a person jumping out at you.
Yeah, I know.
That was good.
I know, but some of those animatronics could almost touch you too. Like they were poking out. They were so far that I'm like, if you did not move, this animatronics dinosaur would eat you.
It'd smack you in the face.
Yep. It was awesome.
It was good.
Yeah, we had a good time too. So I was refreshingly surprised. What is your downvote?
My downvote is I'm a basic bitch, and October is almost over, and I feel like I've not done everything I wanted to do.
Aw, what did you want to do?
COVID has really dampened this because most of my October involves eating pumpkin stuff. And I can't freaking taste it. So I have not tasted, like I haven't baked pumpkin muffins and pumpkin French toast and made like spiced apple cider drinks, that kind of stuff.
Oh, I feel bad for you.
Yes.
You still can't taste then?
Not pumpkin.
Bro, it's been like a month.
I can taste sweet, salty, spicy.
Yeah, you can. I'm just kidding.
I'm
just
disgusting.
kidding. Had to throw that in there.
I can't.
You're going to leave it open. Every time you say sweet, salty, spicy, I'm like, yeah, there's the joke.
I can't differentiate everything. I can taste cheese, kind of.
Huh.
But it's because it's salty. So I mostly just taste the salt of it. And I think my brain is putting in the missing notes. But
I got you.
That's my downvote.
Well, I'm a COVID superhero now, so I have the antibodies.
Oh, my God.
And I'm back to full strength. This week at work, I was like, I was getting all the work done. Man, I was getting a good pump on.
Speaking of work, what's your downvote?
Oh, a lady at work called me a little bitch this week. I get yelled at every day. That's kind of what my job is right now because my job's kind of a shit show as far as operationally. Like, I tell customers coming into the store, like, don't let us touch it. If you see it, take it with you right then. Throw it on your vehicle and drive away. Don't let us touch it. Because if we do, we're going to fuck it up. So anyways, like normal, my daily routine, get inside the store, take all the customer phone calls that get fielded at me, and it's basically a huge yell fest of just customers wanting different things and yelling at me.
Yes.
Anyways, this lady came in for not even, I mean, well, she actually had like a pallet or something, but comes in the front, 70-year-old woman, just start screaming and yelling at everyone. So obviously I go up there, and she's like, I can get on a forklift. I'm fully certified, and I know how to work all this stuff.
What?
Get your little ass on that forklift. Stop being such a little bitch. Otherwise, I'm going to do your work for you. I'm like, well, ma'am, we are hiring.
You did not say that.
I did. I definitely did. And she was not happy. She was a spicy old woman, I will say. But she's like, I know how to do all this. If you get on that forklift right now and bring my shit and put it on the back of my trailer. And I was like, okay, ma'am. Look, I'm the only forklift driver here other than Matt. I will do my best to get your stuff up here. But she was very unpleasant. It's like, and then she called all of my other employees bitches too. Like the females up there, she's like, all these bitches don't do anything. I'm like, No, actually, their job is to be up at command and check in customers. That is their job. Their job isn't to pull products. They do, but do you see around you there's 8 other customers that are checked in front of you? I'm sorry, but...
Like, get here earlier.
Yeah. I mean, and you're also yelling at the only people who can get your stuff. So I could just say, fuck no, you can sit here. Like, honestly. I mean, we don't, obviously, but I could definitely do that. Anyways, it was fun. She called me a little bitch, and everyone thought it was hilarious.
I really want to see her hijack your forklift and just go to town.
The 7-year-old woman? Yeah, I know. But so it was good. Everyone thought it was hilarious.
That's funny.
Seeing Cory get called a little bitch. Yeah. So it was great. It was great. It was great. But let's get on to our main topic.
Yes.
It is the Strive Nation Movie Club review for season 2. What is this, our 3rd or 4th movie this year? I think this is our 4th total.
I lose track.
Yeah, I think we've done
like
a total.
The 4th.
Yeah, it is our 4th movie review. And I'm excited for this one.
Me too. We had to try and pick something spooky because it is spooky season.
Well, that was my thing. I was like, it's Halloween. I remembered this movie, Karen. So for those of you who don't know, Karen, you can't find it. You have to pay for it to actually get it. I think you have to either have a YouTube TV subscription, Hulu Live subscription. You can pay for it on Vudu, but you have to pay for it to watch it, okay?
Yes.
And I thought it was either a thriller, suspense, kind of a horror film, but that's not what we got, really.
No, I was so worried about being scared, and I did not want to watch a scary movie. And instead, I was scared for my own sanity.
Yeah, it was rough. So what is Karen exactly? A racist woman makes it her personal mission to displace the new black family that has just moved in next door to her. A community activist and his wife are the couple she's targeting, but they won't back down without a fight.
Ooh.
Right. So it is directed by a gentleman named Coke Daniels, which I did a little research on. Coke Daniels is this black American guy who's kind of, all of his stuff is pretty woke. He only hired black actors for his things. He kind of steps in the shadow of Jordan Peele, but not even close. His stuff has actually like never been good. But
like a spoofy Jordan
it's like
Peele.
It's like a hardcore, C actor, C director type of a deal. And for some reason, he got this one out there. Don't know why, because...
Oh, well, actually, we did notice that this was funded by BET Originals.
Correct, exactly.
So that's how he's able to get out here, is he was able to have a black network back him and support him.
Right, so I'm not sure what he was on. I think there's a reason his name's Coke Daniels. He was on Coke while making this. Because, bro, this movie is horrible, okay?
It's so bad.
Absolutely horrible movie. I don't think there was anything good about it. Like, nothing.
No.
Nothing. The best actor in the show was the little girl and the little boy who weren't even really featured in the movie.
Yeah, the 2 kids who spoke once were better than everyone else combined.
Right. So the reason this movie was very controversial and it got such bad reviews is it's super woke. The entire movie is basically taking this black family and it's about a racist woman doing all these racist things towards them. Yeah. But then it uses all these tropes, bad arguments on both sides. Yes. To fulfill it. And then nothing's really resolved at the end as far as I'm concerned. It's just a bad woman doing bad things and then what happens to her at the end. So spoiler alert for those who actually want to watch it. I don't think you should watch it, but spoiler alert right now. We're just going to dive into it and talk about what happens.
I don't think you should watch it because it's just terrible. It's a spoofy version of any Jordan Peele movie, like Get Out. Get Out has a purpose and a motive behind it. It's on the social narrative.
Yeah, it's pretty much a commentary on a lot of subjects that are going on today. He does a better job of at least articulating his point versus this movie had made no sense.
Yeah, this one made absolutely no sense. There was bad arguments on every single side. Every character was badly written. It was like if a teenager saw Get Out and thought they could replicate it.
Right. Actually, they had a camera.
And watched their first movie and wrote their first movie ever.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Yes.
I mean, okay, so we'll go over some of the reviews.
Let's do reviews
of
first.
Both sides. First of all, Rotten Tomatoes, the movie critic review, which surprised me because normally they're so freaking leftist woke. It's usually this leftist jerk circle of this kind of stuff. It got a 17%, even by the woke mob.
Yeah.
So the woke mob of critics, because pretty much 99% of them are going to downvote anything that they don't like and upvote everything they do like.
That's when you know a movie is so bad that the right and the left actually agree on it.
Yeah, I mean, holy crap, this was a bad movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the audience score was only a 21.
Yeah. The critic review, 17, audience score, 21. So no one liked it.
No.
And here's the sad part about it. 17% and 21%, I think is way too high. Like, way too high.
Oh, agree. We're going to get into our rating later, but I think that's way too high.
Yeah. So I have like a set of movies in my head that I think are the worst movies of all time. One being the Fantastic Four 2. I think had no point, and they just literally, the movie just ended with not resolving anything they tried to create in the beginning. The movie was horrible. Paul Blart Mall Cop 2, horrible movie, didn't make any sense. I felt like my brain cells were dying.
Yeah.
There's very few movies that are like that, but this movie is in there of like complete waste of time.
I would watch Paul Blart over this if I had to.
Well, Paul Blart Mall Cop 1 wasn't as horrible.
No, but I'm saying I would watch the second one over this.
Yeah.
Like if I was forced to, I would watch that.
At least you get to see Kevin James. So
exactly.
There's that. Yeah. So those, we'll read some audience reviews too. Do you want to read some?
Okay, I'm going to read one that someone actually enjoyed. It says, I do feel that Karen is actually a decent effort and a decent example of what a Karen is, which I think is useful to the world. It's kind of trashy but fun in the exploitation film kind of way. This lady was high when she watched this movie and was also on coke.
Yeah, another one here. Dan Scully, an actual critic, put all the right people are going to hate it, especially Karen, which is funny because all the right, quote unquote, right people are going to hate it. I was like, I mean, I don't agree with you. Probably true, but also I see what you did there.
Yeah, that's funny. So this one's from the Chicago Sun-Times. It says, Karen is a fictional tale about one of the worst people on the planet and is also one of the worst movies of 2021.
Yeah, Karen is a fictional tale. I like that. One of the worst people on the planet. I agree with this guy. You know, he's a top critic, Richard Roper.
Yeah.
Worst movies of 2021, 100% agree with that.
I agree with both of his statements.
Yeah, that garbage film. And he's from the Chicago Sun-Times too, which is
usually I disagree with them.
Yes.
Perfect.
So more from Richard Roper looking at his Chicago Sun-Times article. The title being, Now There's a Karen Movie, and it's a terrible film about a terrible person. You have to feel bad for all the reasonable, decent, good-hearted women named Karen, who until a few years ago never had to think twice about being Karen, but now must cringe every time there's another news story, a viral video about Karen, who's calling the police because of people of color are having a picnic in the park, or threatening a black employee in a big box store for no reason, hurling racial insults from her car. So, I mean, the movie does play on a lot of tropes that we see. A lot of the news stories that we've seen over the last how many years about the singular event of someone, of a Karen, you know, being recorded, calling the police and being scared for her life, even though she's just standing there and trying to make it seem like she's actually in trouble.
What I love from his article, I just read this, it says, this movie is so broad and so poorly executed, it comes across as an extended SNL parody of a Jordan Peele film.
Yeah, which is
a perfect way to describe it.
Yeah, and which is really funny because the director, Coke Daniels, actually took it as a compliment that it was even being compared to Jordan Peele. I'm like,
oh no.
I'm like, bro, your movie is really horrible. I mean, like, just straight up bad. And we can get into the reasons why we thought it was bad as well. The technical analysis, the acting. What did you think about some of the acting in the film?
The acting was bad. Coming from an actor's point of view, they weren't listening to each other at all. It was like, this is what it reminded me of. They got on set, saw the script, read the first scene once, and then went on to set and started acting, and they were like looking down at their script the entire time.
Yeah, there was no chemistry between the actors.
No chemistry, no listening, no reacting. It was, I say my line, you say your line. It was bad.
Right. Yeah.
I haven't seen acting that bad in a very, very long time.
Yeah, it got a little bit better throughout the movie, which makes it seem like, oh, these guys, they didn't rehearse at all beforehand.
No.
As they got through, they got a little bit more comfortable, but even still, it was just horrible.
Yeah.
Like, the acting was horrible, which is sad because some of the actors, I think, in other things were actually decent, right?
Well, my thing is Taryn Manning, she is known from being in Orange is the New Black.
And she played Karen.
Oh my God, yeah, she played Karen in Orange is the New Black. I forgot about that. But she is great in that show. I mean, she's a talented actor. So I don't know. I mean, no, I can't even say she was decent in this because I just really...
No, it was horrible. She was horrible.
Bad.
Yeah.
She was bad.
Which I don't understand, too, because she's not that old, but they made her look old, and also her makeup and hair were bad, right?
Oh my God, the world's worst freaking wig in my entire life. You could have bought a $10 wig off Amazon, and I could have made it look better.
Yeah, it was rough.
It was zero budget movie.
Yeah, none of the... And I think a big part of it is even the lines. Like, so even the script that the actors had to work with... Ugh. It was bad. Like it was all tropey, and they use these lines like it's just like what do conservatives and liberals say today about these arguments, and then they'll be like, that's because black people have been oppressed for so long, and they say that like right in the movie. It's not backing down from it. They just say it, and I'm like, it's so bad. Could you at least be artistic about the way people talk about this stuff? A little bit more in depth with the arguments. They're so blatant, and it's so lazy. It's so lazy.
Yeah.
I'm just like, unbelievable. Like, and coming from a black American director, it is so freaking lazy. You'd think about this more. Nope, but it's this woke jerk fest.
Like, you're given this opportunity, you're giving all this funding to make a movie that in your mind is going to be compared to Jordan Peele, yet you just bomb so bad. Like, why? How would you not want to do everything within your power to make it as best as possible?
Well, right, and we get to get another side's point of view, but it wasn't. Even from the racist point of view, yeah, she's a racist and she was a horrible person, did horrible things in there. But even her arguments that they give are so bland.
Yes.
It's like, don't, like, go back to Africa, really? I mean, yeah, racists would say that, but I'm like, man, you could have come up with some more in-depth. I mean, you really took the racist of the racist, which I guess from her point of view are fine. But then the black family comes up with, they use it as an excuse that it's attributed to all of the United States versus just one horrible person.
Yeah.
It's like this, there's Karens all over the world. Not really, guys. This lady Karen isn't indicative of the rest of the United States.
Another level.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, she's a racist, but then you use that to say that everyone is. That's just wrong, and it's not true. Mm-hmm. You know, it's not true, and another thing, statistically, you can't prove it either.
Yeah.
It's just there's no evidence to suggest that Karen is like all white people, which they do in that movie. They suggest like this is all over. Mm-hmm. You know. Which I just think is lazy.
Yeah, it was just incredibly lazy on both sides.
Yeah.
Like, the racist arguments were lazy. The black arguments were lazy.
Which is sad for the actors. I feel bad because they took on this movie like, oh, yeah, we'll be on this movie. Like, it's a commentary on social issues we have today. And then they have to deal with this. And, like, by the end of it, you're just, like, thinking, hopefully they looked at this and go, oh, God, why did I do this? Why did I do this? Because it's, like, it's a part of the script. Like, they're the lines that had to be said. Or they read over the script with him. It's more collaborative, and they decided, which is even worse. So if they decided this was the script and it was good, I'm like, bro.
I have a feeling they did not have the script before signing contracts.
Yeah, I don't know. It was real bad.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, even down to. So what did you think of the black couple too, like the lead actor and actress?
They weren't good.
Well, first of all, they're not super memorable. I mean, I know them, but I don't know their names. I don't know anyone's names in the film, to be honest, besides Karen, because her name's Karen.
Oh my God, you're right. I don't remember their names either.
Yeah, because you don't care.
Yeah.
They are carbon copies of these stereotypes, you know?
Yeah, you're not given any reason to like them or to gain their trust or to see their side. I mean, from either side. But yeah, there is no likability given to them.
Yeah. And
there wasn't, I mean, what? The fact that they want to have a baby, but then they fought about even having a baby. So, like, the one thing about rooting for this black family to have a beautiful child and raise in a nice house, and then they argue about not bringing a child into this racist, systematically decrepit U.S. I was like, okay.
Yeah, which is also really funny because... So this black family moved into this neighborhood with this really nice house, I might add.
Beautiful.
But then, right, like within the episode, so you're talking not much time's passed, they start arguing about finances and his finances. Why would you buy this house if you didn't have the money to do it? Like, why are you doing that? Like, I get, there's obviously a lot of other houses that aren't in horrible neighborhoods that you could easily get into without the whole worry about, gentrification and all the community being white and being all racist towards you, which I don't think is the case nowadays at all.
Yeah.
I mean, previously, yes, I could see that there were racist people
Previously,
that did this.
absolutely.
But not in today's age. Like, not
No.
even close. If you're a decent human being that conducts yourself appropriate, like, as a good human being, no one's gonna have a problem with you. It's not like there's just racist people who just hate black people.
Yeah.
I mean, there are, but not in mass like the movie makes it seem.
Yes.
So, yeah. What did you think about the camera work?
Oh my God. I'm pretty sure Cory got sick of me because I just kept yelling at the TV, leave the camera alone.
What did they do to it?
It was so odd. The camera would start at one place and then it would just move side and then hit a mark and then move to the other side. It was like they didn't have a cameraman, but they wanted to have more angles. So they set it on like a truck or some shit. And it just like drove in a half circle back and forth for the entire conversation.
Yeah, like they didn't have so normally you make a cut, you make a movement, you cut it and move to a different camera angle. They didn't, they kept it on the same camera, but just moved back and forth. It was like the most awkward thing I've ever seen.
It was so weird.
Look, bro, here's a hint for that. If you only have one camera, shoot the scene from multiple angles multiple times and just cut what you need from there. Don't film the scene once and make it seem lazy, like, oh, sorry, we gotta move on, I'm gonna have to use this whole thing as a random cut on one camera.
It was so weird.
Yeah.
And it did it throughout the entire movie.
Yeah.
Like every single time there's two people having a conversation. Zoop, bink, zoop, bink. Like a freaking yo-yo or something.
Yeah.
It drove me bananas.
Yeah, every time she was like, why are they doing this?
Oh my God, I was getting so mad. And then there was one point with the camera is going back and forth between the two people that were talking, Karen and the black girl, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so Karen would say something, and it was if I was holding an iPhone and I'd whip it to the side to watch Karen talk and then whip it back to the other side to watch the girl talk, I was getting freaking whiplash just by watching it.
I know.
And again, wasn't cut. They would just move the camera really quickly to the next person.
Yeah, the film was just bad in so many ways.
The film was just lazy.
And I see what it's trying to make a commentary on the social issues of today. But if you're gonna do that, like we said before, at least don't make all of your arguments lazy and basic. You know, shallow with no substance and no depth.
Because here's the thing, I think if this would have been done on the correct scale, like a Jordan Peele scale, that it could have been interesting to watch. And probably really funny and also very scary.
Yeah, and and people praise Get Out as well as Us, because it was actually it was a good, decent film.
They're true thrillers.
Right, they're true thrillers that made a point versus this is a documentary and we're gonna force feed you these leftist ideologies.
Yeah.
Versus Get Out, there was an entertainment value to it. Mm-hmm. You might not necessarily even agree with a lot of the points, but. Which I don't understand because it was about a old racist family, right?
Yeah.
So, what's not to believe? I mean, it's not like it wasn't true. So, You know what I'm saying? But here, they just all the points of view was basically every scene, you're going to get fed this woke narrative, every single scene. And just, it was blatant. It's like, oh, in the beginning of the movie, she starts scrubbing the Black Lives Matter mural off the concrete.
Oh, yeah.
And the thing is from the director's point of view and everyone involved, they believe that people who do that are racist. And it has nothing to do with that.
I'm going to sound like a terrible person. I did laugh.
On the scrubbing?
Yeah, as soon as you can see the chalk mural and she jumps this giant bucket of water. And I did laugh.
Oh, well, you're racist.
I sound like a terrible person.
Yeah, you're racist.
Because that's something like a Karen would do. I can
Oh, yeah, 100%.
I see a Karen being screw these little kids next door and pouring water or hosing off their whole big chalk mural. I didn't laugh because it's Black Lives Matter. I laughed at the fact that that is something a total Karen would do.
Oh, 100%. 100%. But even, okay, so the people defacing or trying to get rid of Black Lives Matter murals. Mm-hmm. The problem is the black community doesn't really understand what Black Lives Matter is. As a deal. They just don't get it. And
understand the sentiment. Do not understand everything behind it, which we've talked about.
We've talked about this so many times about what Black Lives Matter is. I mean, first of all, Black Lives Matter, their entire, even if you go to their website, their entire objective as a group, as a foundation. People say Black Lives Matter isn't a group. No, it actually is. It actually has people leading the movements. Okay, not just that, but they're concerned with defragmenting the family unit, completely getting rid of the family unit.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make sense to me, because that's the reason why America has such good values, is how important family is.
You should be empowering the Black family units.
Right. You should, and instead of getting rid of the father or whatever, and the single motherhood rate being upwards of 73%, we shouldn't be getting rid of fathers. We should be having households with full family units.
Yeah.
That teach good values. So that is what Black Lives Matter is about, and getting rid of police entirely. You know that, 83% or 82% of Black Americans prefer to have a strong police presence in their neighborhoods. Strong.
Yes.
So the narrative that the media pushes of, hey, these blacks are running around killing people, which in the movie they say, oh, the police are killing Black people at crazy rates, so you got to be careful. They're killing. It doesn't happen. Statistically, actually, white people who get pulled over are 17 times more likely to be shot. Did you know that?
Yeah, we've talked about this in previous episodes.
Even the unarmed white people ratio to Black people who are shot, the unarmed ones, it's 3-1.
Yeah.
So why are people focusing on this Black narrative? It's like, oh, the media also in Chicago, 30 to 35 people on average are shot and killed each weekend in Chicago, but no one covers that.
Yeah.
You
Well, they dropped a stat that more children have been shot and killed in Chicago than died of COVID this past year.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, so but no one talks about this. Instead, we're going to push these narratives that statistically aren't true. First of all, they're not true, okay? We push these narratives, and then they keep using tropes throughout the movie that are equally frustrating.
Yeah.
Like the whole using the All Lives Matter deal. The reason people say All Lives Matter is because you're singling out Black Lives Matter and continuing a victim narrative for Black Americans specifically.
Yeah.
Black Americans are in control of their destiny. In today's age, we don't have rampant racist people running about.
No.
We should definitely condemn them where we see them.
Oh, yeah.
But me saying All Lives Matter isn't that doesn't mean I'm a racist or a white supremacist. That's me saying equally in America that everyone should have equal rights, and that includes Black people, white people, Asian people. That's not racist of me to say.
No. Well, and I think we run into the problem like how we did earlier this year, where everyone was doing the Black Lives Matter thing, and then there was a shooting, so then it was Asian Lives Matter, and then it was Trans Lives Matter. So everyone just kept changing it to different ethnicities or what your sexual preferences were, but you couldn't say all lives matter, even though in the span of 1 month we said all Black Lives Matter, all Trans Lives Matter, all Asian Lives Matter, all Pacific Islander Lives Matter. We had the immigration issue, so people are saying all immigrant lives matter. Doesn't this mean that all of these people lives matter?
Yeah, it's a disingenuous argument, because basically what you're singling out everyone but white lives matter, including if you're white, then you have to bow down, you have to kneel, and announce your privilege and that you should be less than. That's what we're getting at. Because everyone's lives matter but white people, that's what it is. How about we just say all lives matter and actually live by all lives matter?
That's my thing. Just live by that. Treat everyone how you want to be treated. If you see someone being racist or homophobic or honestly just being mean to someone, stand up and say, hey, that's not right. You shouldn't be treating someone like that.
Exactly. That's why, I just don't agree with it. The whole movie, all of the lines, that's part of why the movie was so bad from the writing, is that it's like a plug and play of all these terms that people use. Like race people who go back to Africa. I mean, who actually says that nowadays?
No one.
Go back to Africa. No one says it.
No.
It's such a joke. And slavery was over 250 years ago. Get over it. Which I get from both sides of the argument. I get that. It's slavery. First of all the Black Americans today didn't have to deal with slavery. I forget what they say.
Generational oppression.
Well, kind of, but it's not like anyone today would even know what slavery was like.
No.
But they use that as an excuse to promote their oppression and their victimhood. That's the problem that people have with it. Not that slavery was doing we agree, everyone agrees that it was horrible and bad.
Oh yeah.
A Black 15-year-old today screaming, "Oh, about I'm oppressed and it's no, you're it's not the same. It's just not the same. But they were using it to promote this Karen lady as a super racist white supremacist lady, which she was. She actually was.
Oh yeah, she was straight up racist.
Just a horrible person, unlikable.
Yeah.
Which also further didn't make any sense, because I'm She has kids and everything. Like, you're that racist and you have kids.
Yeah.
And then she had a racist brother too, and they did
And
the
her
whole
brother was a cop,
Yeah,
bad cop.
They did this whole thing where he's racist and a bad cop, and he had historic accounts. I'm like, you took all of the 0.0000001% of the people who are like this and put them in the same movie.
Yeah. Like, what is the likelihood?
Yeah.
I did enjoy what they did with the kids. So the son, he was in middle school, I think, and played basketball, which is typically considered like a black-dominated sport.
Right.
And you can tell that his mom really, that doesn't go through her head at all. Like, she misses that point, which I thought was funny.
Yeah, because she wouldn't allow him to play it if it was dominated by black people.
Yeah, like,
right.
if she really put 2 and 2 together, she'd be like, now. And then her daughter, who I think was like in 3rd or 4th grade, she was talking to the black lady helping her be a nice human being and says that she has a black boyfriend. Which 4th grade, so they like hold hands.
Yeah, so
that is so cute.
We haven't done it. I think even in the movie they say that we haven't done anything, but we talk. You
Yeah,
know?
she's like, we talk. Oh yeah, she's like, we don't hold hands. That's gross.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
Yeah, but even she knows it's wrong because she's like, don't tell my mom. What'd she say? My mom hates black people, and then she's like, my mom hates you.
Yeah,
She says some kind of line like
my
that.
mom doesn't like you or something. Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm glad we didn't make the kids racist. That was refreshing.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing about another reason why this movie was so bad. Why would anyone want to watch this movie? Like, even from a pure thematic standpoint or like story standpoint, the story is boring. Like, no, who wants to watch this movie?
The story was so
like,
boring.
even if you're super woke, like, all it is so that woke people can sit around and like jerk off to it. Because, like, no, I'm dead serious. The story is boring. Why would you want to watch this movie? There's no entertainment value to it.
No.
Like, it's literally, oh yes, I'm so oppressed. Like, let me rub off to it. Like, I don't get it. I don't get why the movie
I don't get it either.
Like, what's the point of it? Because it's not even a good argument. It's not a good documentary on the topic.
No.
You don't even have good points of view from it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like extreme leftist and racist. That's it. That's all you got in there. There's nothing else.
It's nothing.
So it's a bad movie. What is our final ratings for this? What are you gonna give it out of 100? Let's go.
Okay. Critics gave it a 17. Audience gave it a 21. Austin Powers is currently at a 2% on Rotten Tomatoes. So I'm going to give this a 1.
A 1%?
Yes. That is how bad I thought it was bad on every single front.
Yeah, I'm actually trying to think of, because the movie just ended too. There's
no resolution.
There's no resolution. Doesn't she die at the end or something, too?
Yeah, she tries to kill the black girl.
She gets shot, yeah.
The black girl shoots her.
Yeah.
There's a press conference about Black Lives Matter,
okay.
and then it's over.
Oh,
and then they have a kid, and then they really weirdly are like staring into the camera.
Oh yeah, they stare into the camera.
As the camera pulls back into the neighborhood.
Like, okay, these are the people that are oppressed. You need to remember them.
It was very weird.
A weird George Floyd deal. Yeah, I'm going to go with you. It's got to be less than Austin Powers. A 1%. If you have to give it something, give it a...
Yeah.
Less, if you have to give it a number, the lowest number it shall have.
That's what I'm saying. Because at least Austin Powers has some funny moments.
Well, Austin Powers, like, it's a cultural deal to it. It has some significance and value to it. This movie has, I would say, no value because what it attempts to do, make a commentary, it doesn't. The worst I've ever seen. It's not even. Yep, 1%. I will give it as well. The movie was $3.99 on, what did we watch it? Apple TV as well.
Apple TV.
We watched it.
We
paid for it. There you go. Enjoy your $3.99 Coke Daniels. I feel bad for you. Hopefully you can take this money and do something more useful than promoting these horrible narratives that statistically aren't true. And maybe take some directing classes with it.
Yep.
Because the movie was just bad.
Invest this into your education, sir.
Yes, I do not recommend watching it for anyone. I'm sorry.
Don't waste your time.
You got to listen to us talk about it, but don't watch it.
Watch like the free trailer, but even that you're gonna want to like scrape your eyeballs out.
Go watch Get Out and Us. Much better movies.
Yes.
Provided value. How do you feel about the entertainment industry going forward? As far as, I mean, we know that the media critics, they're all for their woke movies. Everything's got to be representation, so everything's got to have Black, Asian actors. It's mostly Black actors.
Yeah.
No white actors. Same thing with the Oscars. How do you feel about all that?
I feel about it the same as I feel about how news is so skewed now, which just I would like everything to be unbiased. And if you have a story that you really want to tell and you want to be super powerful, like Get Out, like I have no issue with that. I find that really entertaining to see different viewpoints. But I want everything to be unbiased, and nothing is unbiased these days. So my only thought is, how do you combat that by having like people of differing viewpoints come out with their own content, like how Daily Wire has put out their documentaries, their movies. Gina Carano's movie, I think they just started working on it. I think that's all you can do, is have people push back and support other people in the industry that have differing viewpoints.
To be honest, I'm not upset about them talking about things I disagree with.
Me either.
I just thought the arguments were lazy. The movie was bad all around, regardless of the content. Mm-hmm. You know, if you made a good movie like Get Out or
that's
Us,
what I'm saying. Yeah.
Then I wouldn't have had a problem with the movie, because those are both good movies.
Oh,
I don't have to agree with the content or the message.
Same.
But at least don't be lazy when you make it. Mm-hmm. That's my thing.
Yeah.
And so much now is lazy just to promote a message over what it's meant for, mm-hmm. which is making a good piece of art. That is what it's meant for.
Exactly.
And the entertainment, media, those industries aren't about that anymore.
Yeah. They've all just gotten lazy. And it's really disheartening. Because, I mean, we've seen like cinematic masterpieces. I mean, like Get Out. That was so good. I didn't agree with everything. But it was so, so good. They're focusing on their beliefs versus focusing on their art. And I think that is sad.
Yeah. Their ideology. It's like as long as we get this out there, you know, that and then even though they get it out there, it's just lazy. The arguments are bad or poor. They haven't thought them through. What about getting multiple angles to it?
And that's my thought, like with critics too, is now critics, instead of looking at the art, looking at the acting, the cinematography, the journey, the plot, now that's all skewed by what their personal beliefs are.
Right. Yeah.
Like everyone just gets too personal. Just make art.
And it's resulted in people doing things for the less of the value of the art and more of we're just either watching it for support or not watching it to not support.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm not watching this kind of stuff, or like I'm watching this for the pod so you guys can understand what it is. Mm-hmm. But like I'm not watching football right now because of how woke it's become.
Yeah.
I'm not watching some of these movies or TV shows because as soon as they go super woke and they're just pushing a narrative in
not
favor,
interested.
I'm not interested. Like, I'm sorry, I'm turning it off.
And they're always doing it in a really lazy way, like this movie did.
Right, exactly.
It's not having, bringing up really meaningful conversations for both sides to, not argue.
For people to decide from themselves. They're trying to push a narrative, right?
Yeah, it's pushing a very lazy narrative.
Yeah. That was our Strive Nation Movie Club review. The fourth one that we've had. I hope you enjoyed it on another controversial leftist movie. I'm just kidding.
As you know, we always have bi-weekly show uploads on Wednesdays. They always go live on our YouTube, and obviously now you can listen to them on Facebook. Next episode is going to be October 27th, right before spooky Halloween, with your monthly scoop. Also, check out our affiliate link for Instacart. You can order your groceries for delivery through their app. They will text you if they're out of your product and offer suggestions. They will also not give you shitty produce, which other people do. I'm not going to say name.
Hey guys, thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of the Strive Nation podcast with your hosts, Cory, Estreen, and Taylor Huff.
Make sure you follow us on all social media platforms at Strive Nation Pod on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
Join us for our next episode in 2 weeks. And remember, when the world is upside down, Strive Nation is right side up for you guys. Have a good one.